Twitch, YouTube, hello, welcome to another stream. My name's Crypto2108. We are back in GTA for another hot lap and full review of tonight's car, the Albany Merula, which is this one right here. Now, real life variant is the CT5 Blackwing from Cadillac. This is considered a sedan, but it's like a sporty sedan. It's got everything that you would expect a Cadillac sport sedan to have. Aggressive look, throaty engine sound, just really, for lack of a better term, would sound really menacing, would sound very aggressive, like realistically a Cadillac should, you know? Now, the counterpart to this in-game is the Albany V-Star, and actually I can show you that here. Going out to the driveway. And that is that car. Okay. I think I did a hot lap on this. I'm not entirely sure if I have to go back and look. And if I didn't, I will. But this is the older brother to the new Merula. I think the V-Star, or the VSTR, it's not actually spelled out as star, but it's STR. This is either the ATS or the CT4, something along those lines from Cadillac, but this is an Albany vehicle just like the Merula is. But going back into the garage, we will take a look at what customizations are offered for the Albany Merula. Alright. As all new vehicles, it comes with the missile lock-on jammer, your armor, your brakes, your engine, your transmission, your turbo, obviously wheels. We're going to jump right into the bumpers. So this is what your stock front bumper looks like. It's got a little bit of carbon fiber on it. Your aftermarket splitter is it's got the little cutout rather than complete all the way across. It's got the little cutout. And then your secondary is, instead of it being carbon fiber, it's painted. I myself like the secondary look, and that's what I chose. But you have the street splitter, the secondary street splitter, carbon, full carbon, your secondary, then your trim, your winged, which gives the very out of place look. Like, it would have been much better if it would have been a canard attached to the fender. I think the canard would look better. And then your secondary wing, your trim, your GT, which it's anchored to the bumper now instead of just attached. Your secondary attached, your trim. But I went ahead and went with just a simple but aggressive looking secondary aftermarket splitter. I like the look. You don't have the egregious like flared out wing. I didn't build this car to be track exclusive or like a GT class Cadillac, and that's really what I thought the winged look uh, was. It was more just for like extreme aero and you know GT class stuff like that. Your rear bumper, starting from the top. Whoops. That's your stock. Again, a little bit of carbon fiber. A little bit of carbon fiber really didn't hurt anybody. Then your aftermarket, which gives the fins on the bottom of the diffuser. Your secondary, which it still has the carbon, and then your diffuser is what's painted. Then your trim, which is just little highlights of paint on the diffuser. The race diffuser, your secondary race diffuser, your trim diffuser, your performance diffuser, secondary performance. All of these, where it says where it doesn't have secondary or trim, it's all carbon fiber. Now, again, I don't like the look of carbon fiber. Other people do, and that's perfectly fine. For me, it's not my taste, so I go with something that actually would either be painted or have the hint of the body color to match. I went with the trim performance. I like the look of the performance diffuser. I like how can't really get down to see it. But the look of it I like, and I also do like the hint of color with it being matching the trim and the body paint, the body paneling paint. Then you get your GT, which is anchored. I don't like the look of that. It makes everything back here too pronounced, and it just looks kind of off. Then you get your painted, which is the secondary GT, and then your trim GT. So I went with the trim performance. It's tucked in. You don't have the protruding diffuser, and yeah, I just think it makes it look cleaner. Moving on to the exhaust, I went with the hexagonal exhaust. Pardon the flub there. I really not much or not one for painted exhaust tips, because obviously exhaust is going to be hot, the paint's going to melt, it's going to eventually look like crap, especially in real life. I would either go for like a titanium tip or the chrome tip, because that's not going to run. And also with it being weather related, I don't want it to get all rusted out. What the hell was that? Oh. But your stock looks like so, where it's actually like kind of molded to the back bumper. The stock one would work, but it just doesn't do much of anything. Then you got your oval, which your stock has the little like squared like triangular edges. Your ovals are ovals. Your performance are chrome tipped dual exhaust. Your carbon exhaust, same thing. Then your GT exhaust, and then your hexagonal exhaust. I went with the hexagonal. I thought it looked nice, although I wouldn't do it on a real life car. I would probably go for like the GT style or performance. The hood. So stock hood is very clean. It does have the body line, and it does have the not really protruding cowl, but it does have a little cowl. Then you get your carbon, which I absolutely detest. That's far too much. Then you've got your scoop, which realistically speaking, you could definitely do a ram air inlet on a car like this. However, that doesn't serve any purpose in game. So as nice as it looks, it has no function. So there's really no need. Again, your carbon option, your vented, which kind of sort of the same deal, although it's got that gold or red. Kind of looks red. Vent, your carbon vent. Now it looks a little pink. Then you got your performance. The performance hood looks very nice, and it does have its aggressive tone, just based off look alone. The I personally went with the GT hood because you've got the vents on either side of the small cowl. It does have the little scoop in the center. I just thought the GT hood looked meaner. Your secondary, which that's the first time they actually included a secondary option with the hoods. Then you got your carbon. Then you got your vanity. Now your vanity is just a piece of plexiglass or glass in hood, so you can see the engine. Now, if the engine looked heavily modified, that would be a great thing. The vanity hood, so you could see the detailed mechanic work done to the engine. Phenomenal. Wholeheartedly would back this hood. However, it just looks normal. It looks like nothing's been done. So therefore, there's really no need. And you got your secondary option, your carbon option, and you go back up to the top. So I went with the GT hood. I thought it looked better. So the headlights, I went with the electric blue. So it kind of color matches with the rest of the car. I had a theme in mind, honestly. That's why I went with like all blue / teal type of look. You got splashes of green, very very subtle. I can tell you right now, in the sunlight, it looks amazing. That's why I did it. So yeah, I went with the electric blue, which is a lighter blue. It looks a little bit more natural than the darker blue, which doesn't look bad. Doesn't look bad at all. I did go with the lighter blue, and as far as the neon color, I went with full blue because at night it looks really cool. Liveries, I didn't go with any. Nothing really fit the aesthetic, and I just kind of didn't like any of them. You got the singular white stripe, then you got your blue stripe. Now, if I was going for either a metallic black or a white or even a silver, the blue racing stripe would have been a definite choice. I didn't do that, and I went with a chameleon color paint instead. 195, which apparently is a classic livery. Have no idea. I do like the red stripe that goes around the car, like all the way around the front bumper, all the way around the sides. Again, didn't fit my aesthetic. That's why I didn't choose it. Electric mix. Now, this would have been great on a lighter color car because you can barely see the number 27 on the car at all. Like, you literally have to look at it from at an angle in order to see it. Your racing DNA. No need for this livery with this paint job. It looks horrible to me. See, this would have been an option. The Bulko Racer. Everything's lightly colored. You got the white lettering. My whole thing is the fade from the darker blue to the lighter blue to um, the aqua, and then further down to the front of the car you have the purple. It's a great look, but the base color needs to change, and I had already picked out the chameleon color before I even got to the liveries, and I just didn't want it. Rim paint, you're just advertising a paint company. Um, so, yeah. Oh God, I just saw the motto. I just saw the motto. Rim paint for a great finish. Make it a rim job. Um. You know, the jokes write themselves. Unfortunately, those jokes will get me banned from YouTube. So, no, moving on. And then we got the Flint Blue, the Fukaru, the 999 Fukaru. You got Fix It Up, or Fix Up, Chapal, Globe Oil, Flint Tools, the 999 on the sides, on the hood, across the roof. Again, if it was on a different color with this, or like a metallic paint, I would have gone for it. I didn't. This would have worked on a all black. This would have worked fantastically on an all black car. Because of what looks like graffiti work, and then for Outlaw, and then you got the stuff on the hood, the roof, the back fender, bumper, whole thing. I think it would look amazing on like a matte colored paint job, because then the livery would pop even more. So then you got your camo. I really don't understand the need for a camo livery on a car like this. Now, if it was, say, like, it could still be camo, right? But if it looked like paint tearing, I think that would be a better look. Like the car's going so fast that the paint's peeling off the car. I think that would be an attention to detail type of paint job, where you're like, oh wow, that car looks amazing, and oh, the paint's being torn away to show off the camo or what have you. I think that would be a better look. Maybe it's just me, but yeah. So I didn't go with livery. Your mirrors are your stock or your secondary. Kind of I just didn't want the carbon. Again, my preference. Your plate, I went with the the yellow on black. Respray, like as I said, I went with a chameleon color. That being the dark blue pearl. It does have the little highlight of green, the hint of teal on the blue. I think it looks really good. I also matched the wheels. As I said, I thought it looked really nice. And then again, with the crew emblem, I don't know if it's just the update, or perhaps the thought behind the sizing of the crew emblem, or the placement of the crew emblem, was because of some of the massive liveries that are on the car. It just seems to be a running theme, with either the crew emblem is too small, or the crew emblem is misplaced, or missized, not appropriate for the hood. Like, case in point, you could have put that on the back of the car. You could have put that on the door. You could have put that, on the back bumper, the trunk. If you're going to make it that size, have it more than just one place. Don't just have it on right above the logo for the car on the hood. Doesn't make any sense. The roof, that's your stock with the little antenna. Your secondary, you're all black, which it's just all black. And then your carbon. And it just it's just muted. Doesn't really say much. I went with, I don't think the stock was actually, I think I did it just for the aesthetic look. Skirt, I went with the secondary street. That's what your stock looks like. Your aftermarket, it gives a little bit of a cutout. Then your secondary, your street, I like the look of the street, only I wanted it painted. Your super skirt, and then your secondary super skirt does have the little winglet. Your racing, the winglets on either side are more pronounced. Your trim spec, which it only has this little line going over the top. Your GT, which would make sense if the back of the car had the GT diffuser on it. Your front bumper had the GT wing, or the winged bumper. Made more sense. Your secondary, your trim, and then it goes back up the top. Spoiler. Now your stock wing is a little tail, dovetail, ducktail, whatever you want to call it. Then your secondary is it's cut out in the middle, so you're not flush against the trunk. It removes the two wings on either side that hug the trunk. Makes it just more for the top of the trunk, and then gives you the little airway for the airflow, and then your aerodynamics are as such. That's your street spoiler. Your secondary is your painted option. That's your carbon option. Your sport, I really don't like the look of that. That's weird. If it was on a different, if the car was a little different looking, I would say that would be the perfect wing. That's your secondary. Your drift wing, why would you drift? Well, you know what? I'd say that. But there are plenty of good reasons why to drift a Cadillac. In fact, one Formula Drift driver who's actually not driving this season, he actually has a Cadillac XLR that he drifts professionally. So the whole why would you drift the Cadillac really gets thrown out the window. He's a really good driver. He drives a Cadillac. So I'm going to not bother asking because they drift them. So yeah. Then your trim option, it's just a painted little meh on the back of the wing. That's your performance, still carbon fiber. I don't like the look of that at all. It does not fit the car. To me, it does not fit the car at all. Your secondary, your race still doesn't fit the car. I mean, it makes it. You could argue that it would be more for bona fide track racing, but I still don't like the look of it. That's your GT, which that's connected around the license plate on the trunk lid. So there's that. But I just went with a simple aftermarket. Give it a little. Didn't want to disrupt the ducktail, but also didn't want to fully remove it either. So sun strips, I chose not to because it's not as pronounced as the last car we did, as the car we raced last night. However, you got that, you got the black one, you got the carbon one, and then you got your sun strip, your secondary sun strip, which is not needed. Suspension. For some of these cars, suspension is a problem. And I say that because your stock ride height is such, right? Your stock ride height looks great, looks wonderful. However, you're gonna drop it. You're gonna put coilovers on it. It's gonna make it. You're gonna put airbags on it. You're gonna do whatever you're gonna do, and because it makes sense. I don't know why you drop it to competition, because where the wheel sits when you move left or right on the stick, on the analog stick, the tire is going to clip through the fender. And if you're a car guy or gal, that's going to bug you. Same thing with the Sport. It's not bad, but it still does clip, and you're just gonna sit there and go, I don't like that. So I went with the street suspension. It does not clip, from what I've seen. So transmission and turbo standard. Your wheels, I went with the track wheel, and I went with modern mesh. Because if I go with, say, your stock wheel, right, just looks like this. So I mean, it's still a mesh style wheel. So I just made it, look better. Not as crowded, even though it looks the way it looks. It's still like, the aluminum wheel is still not like stock, because you're not going to keep stock. You're not going to keep stock wheels on a car like this. You're not. It does have bulletproof tires. God forbid I get into police trouble in this game, because anything over 2 stars and they want to throw spike strips out on the road. And then of course your limo tint. That's your windows without tint. Your back window. That's your window. Those are your windows with tint. So.
Attention to detail is everything, sir.
Holy crap. Get rid of all that. Now, moving right along to the hot lap portion of this video. Now, this is not an HSW vehicle. In fact, I don't think any Albany vehicle in-game has had HSW customization. I think it's a sedan. No Albany vehicle has had HSW options. So, we're going to treat this like a sports car. Even though it's a sedan, we're going to treat it like a sports car. And the benchmark for this, as any non-HSW, is to make it to the finish line in under 35 minutes. Okay? That's our goal. I absolutely want to say it'll happen. I'm not 100% sure. So, For those just joining, this is the Going Ham Hot Lap. This is a track that I built on with help of the Rockstar Games race creator or map creator. The what you call it? This is an entirely land-based track. This is a bona fide longest racetrack on land. We don't go up in the air. We don't do stunt jumps. We don't ride walls. We don't do any of that. This is purely on the road that Rockstar Games has given us. Okay, I had built the first version of Going Ham long before the Xbox Series X came out, the PS4 came out, the PS5 came out. This was something. The version 1 was something I built on the Xbox 360. That being said, I have updated it and further updated it, and then I couldn't update that any longer, so I went ahead and did a version 2, and I went ahead and did a version 3. The version 3 is what we're racing today, and all three do start and end the same. However, the layouts around the airport and certain places further on the track are different. With that being said, let's jump into it. This is the Albany Merula on the Going Ham Hot Lap. Let's see what she'll do. Buckle up. Keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times. Window locks are on, so you cannot escape. For legal reasons, we are talking about in-game, and that is a joke. I really do like this look on this car. I like the color very much. For those watching either live or later on when it's on YouTube, if you would like to run my track, you have to be on a Series X. You can go to the Rockstar Games Social Club, look up my name, Corrupted2108, all capital letters. From there, you can download my racetrack. You can download, I think, all three of them. And you can test the track for yourself. I was about to say, I did adjust the traffic. What the hell's going on? Upcoming video. I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow. I'm just going to say it's going to happen. I will be running the Going Ham Hot Lap for a particular car with traffic off, due to the fact that the car will lag the game out if too many cars are on the road. It's the weirdest thing because it's something that's never happened with any other car from any other update in GTA. But the game stutters, especially when you're going like full bore, pedal to the floor, just going. And it's just, when you're flat out going, you're just, the game will just stutter. I don't know if it's something that can be hot fixed or just what. So for that car, for that hot lap, I'm going to turn off traffic completely, and then we're just gonna run it as is. That is an HSW vehicle. So hopefully the game doesn't crash. I'd hate for that to happen even if the traffic was off. That would be a big problem. So, but yeah, that'll be a vehicle upcoming. Probably on the weekend? Maybe? Also, I know last year I did a stream on my birthday. My birthday is coming up on Friday. There will be no streaming on Friday. Some family they're throwing a party for me, so I'm not going to be available all day. Streaming will resume on Saturday, whether it be just a hot lap or what have you. That's yet to be determined. But Friday there will be no streaming, just so everybody's well aware. Mainly last year I streamed on my birthday because the family that's throwing me a party this year were not in town last year. In fact, my sister was house sitting for my aunt's dogs, and my aunt was visiting my uncle in St. Louis. So really couldn't do much, but you know what? Still had fun streaming. But nice little change of pace this year. Also, I realized that that today currently technically is a Wednesday, and normally we do a Lego build on Wednesday for We Build Wednesday. The We Build Wednesdays will return. They'll probably return next week. So then there will not be a hot lap at night on Wednesdays going forward. It will be a Lego build. I got plenty of builds to do. It's just that this week is my first week back to streaming. The break from streaming was quite involuntary. And that's really all I can say. Game claims it's Tuesday at noon. Huh. Those of you that are watching live, I thank you very much for your support. Whether you follow me or you have subscribe to the channel, I do very much appreciate all of the support. And if you catch the video on my YouTube channel, thank you very much for the support on YouTube. You can always drop a subscription there. That is absolutely free. But also ring the bell for all notifications on when I upload. That way you never miss a video. I know sometimes YouTube, even though you subscribe and follow the channel, YouTube has a tendency of not saying, hey, Corrupted uploaded a video. But if you ring the bell, for notifications to be on. That will ensure that you get the notification that I have uploaded. Also, for the YouTubers, come on over to Twitch, have some fun. I don't just play GTA and I don't just build Lego. I'm a variety streamer. I have been for quite a long time. I actually started building my Twitch and YouTube profile, mainly focusing on Hitman World of Assassination. A little bit of backstory in case you're new. I used to do just the elusive targets for Hitman. And then I branched out into doing either full gameplays of certain missions. I've gone through Hitman 2016. I still actually have to do Hitman 2. Oh god, I'm gonna... Yep. I broke the window. I still have to go through Hitman 2 and 3 and all the subsequent DLC extra missions for 2. I still have to do some Hitman Freelancer, which I've actually held off doing based on the simple fact that it was buggy at first. So I kind of held back. But I've gone through all of the Arkham series. I'm still working on Batman Arkham Knight, my second or third playthrough. I'm doing that actually for a buddy of mine because he's hung up on some of the Riddler trophies, and I did promise I would get that game done again so he could actually see how I solve those riddles. So, Nick, haven't forgotten about you, buddy. I do plan on getting the rest of that game, rest of Arkham Knight finished. I have finished Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. Arkham Knight is all that's left in the Arkham Trilogy series. Legacy of the Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight actually got taken down. Someone actually ripped my videos, claimed they were mine, and then reported my videos and my channel. So I had to remove them. I subsequently returned the favor and reported his channel because you could clearly hear my voice. He didn't even like mute the video and then use a voiceover. It was just oh god, it was just him blatantly ripping my videos off. So last I heard, last I saw, the videos were completely gone. So unfortunately, Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight will not be finished on my channel. Neither will 007 First Light. Unfortunately, the same thing happened. It was the same guy. It's actually really funny because the part that I had the most problem with in 007 First Light was a fight sequence, a hand-to-hand combat sequence that I admittedly got a little mad at. And it wasn't a Thursday, so you can't rage quit on a Thursday. All streamers know that. But got close to it. The and you know, same thing where you could hear me curse and swear at the game. It was really it was pretty funny. So I reported the channel for that too. But I had to remove my videos. The videos are going off the other person's channel as well. But I will unfortunately not be streaming the rest of 007 First Light. I really don't think it's going to be that game was getting any traction either on Twitch or YouTube. It's a great game. It's just one of those games where it didn't really move the masses in order to watch, unfortunately, and as such, I decided that I wasn't going to be finishing the game on stream. But game I will be going back to in the very near future is going to be Doom: The Dark Ages. Still have the DLC to do on that one. I think there's another 10 or so hours of gameplay from the first major DLC dump that they gave us, that being Revelations. And also going to complete the Mafia: The Old Country DLC that was just released last week. Last Friday, actually. So, definitely keep a lookout for that. In fact, I might actually be doing Mafia: The Old Country tomorrow night. Not entirely sure yet. It's either going to be in the afternoon or the evening. But that's why you make sure you follow me so you can get notified on when I go live on Twitch. So you never miss a stream. That way I can talk to chat, and we can have a good old time, and we can hang out. Maybe, perhaps Mafia is not a game that you would like to play, but you want to watch. And that's why you jump over to twitch.tv/corrupted and watch me get watch me go through the game and get mad at the game and excel at the game. Have a grand old time. Plus, we have Gears of War E-Day coming out in October, which I'm looking forward to. That'll be a game I stream. Wonder if I can get the fellas on to play that. A little 4-player co-op action. And then we got GTA 6 coming in November. November 19th. Comes out midnight on the 19th here in the U.S. I do know that other parts of the world will be getting it earlier. It'll go live earlier there. But I do hope that at midnight on the 19th, you come around to my channel and watch me start the game up for the very first time. That way, we can experience GTA 6 together I tried to... Yeah, that didn't work. Experience GTA 6 together. I know most of my friends are going to be playing it, so they're not going to watch me, but hopefully you all will. Almost at 19 minutes. It is a sedan. Still, for an Albany vehicle that is sporty, it definitely does feel planted. Doesn't really, spin out. Doesn't get out of sorts. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. It doesn't get a little wild. Cornering actually has a really nice feel to it. Trying to see if it's all-wheel drive. I don't think it is. I think it's rear wheel. Yeah, I think it is rear wheel drive. Not a bad thing, but that's rude. If I do stream tomorrow afternoon, I will do a hot lap in the evening. But if I don't stream in the afternoon, I probably won't be doing a hot lap in the evening, and I will just do I'll just focus on the game that I'll be playing. That way, if I play Mafia, I can actually potentially get through both chapters in a single stream. Hopefully. I don't exactly know how long either each story chapter is going to be. So that will be the determining factor. If one chapter takes me 2 hours to get through, it might be one stream for one chapter, one stream for another chapter. It is only 2 chapters for the DLC, which is good. Although I was kind of expecting it to be a little longer due to the fact that it took a year for it to come, a year for the DLC to come out. The DLC came out in like January. I would assume it's only like a couple of chapters. Took a year to come out. I figured it would have been not a whole nother game, but also like, something more than just 2 story chapters. But Hangar 13 does their own thing, and gotta just trust the process. I will say this: it was a good, Mafia: The Old Country was a good game. Now, I didn't agree with how the story ended. Without giving too much away, I didn't agree with how the story ended, but it was a very good game. And I think there are actually already in active development for actual fourth, like a Mafia 4 game, which is good. So being able to continue the series is going to be fantastic, and it's going to take place in America, as far as I know. If anything, it'll be more modern than The Old Country. Riding horses just wasn't my thing. Which makes sense, because I didn't really like, I did not like Red Dead Redemption at all. And a lot of that was having ride horseback, because my first taste of Rockstar games was GTA 3 and Max Payne. So chat, I don't think we're gonna be making. We're definitely not gonna be making the 30-minute mark. Time will still tell if we make the 35. I am kind of hoping that this car does better than the Gallivanter Warden. Whoops. I'll be a little sad if this has a worse time than the Warden. 'Cause I really don't like that. I really don't like that vehicle. Really don't like that vehicle. I do think this sedan is a lot quicker. A lot quicker, a lot more responsive. Just sedan is a lot more fun to drive, regardless of not having HSW upgradable or upgrades for it. I think this would be a lot better if it had HSW for it. But then, HSW boosts the price up from I think this is like 1.4 or 1.6 mil. You're easily going to have to pay another mil plus to get HSW for it. Just for the upgrade, and then parts additional for the bumpers, the side skirts, the wing, the engine, transmission, turbo, suspension. That all comes into play. So you're talking close to $4 million, between $3.5 and $4 million for the Albany Merula. So, you bastard. So I can understand why they didn't make this an HSW options. Have this car have HSW options. But it's still fun to drive regardless. It's fast, it's agile, um, stays planted to the ground. Uh, doesn't really slide out in turns. You can't clutch kick it, but like it's still responsive. Front end looks a little messed up, but swap the grill out, swap the hood out, front bumper, replace the headlights. We're good. You. SUV. Oh, okay. Shit. Not get creamed by the flatbed. Thank you. Oh. Of course. Made that exact same pass around the car last night. Passed him fine. Tonight I hit the fucking semi. That was pretty clean. We will have a time better than the Gallivanter Warden. Oh God! 3311.391. The only NPC I hit. The only NPC I hit, and it causes the car to go not really cartwheeling, but damn it. Ah, shit. Okay, well, leave a like on the video if you like the interesting finish. That being said, real quick, we will go over how much the vehicle costs before upgrade. It's not here. There it is, the Merula. It's 1.394 million. The other cars are these three here. The benefactor Laufer, I was unable to do a hot lap. The Ocelot East Ride, it's an electric vehicle. Still undetermined on if I'm going to actually do a hot lap on it, and if I do, I'll wait till it goes on a sale. And then we have the Grudi Veleno GT as well as the Grudi Cartuccia GT. These two are I already own. I'll be doing full reviews on both. This one is HSW, and I have one that's HSW, one that's not HSW, and I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did for the which one was that? The Vapid FMJ Mark V, where I'll do the HSW and then the non-HSW comparison, and then we'll go from there. But that being said, quiet, Lester. No one wants to hear you. That being said, that does it for the hot lap. We had ourselves an interesting finish, and from there we will pick it up next time, back on the track with another car and a fresh lap.
Hey there, what's shaking?
Not you. If you like the video, drop a like on the video, whether you're on YouTube. If you're on YouTube and you like the video, drop a like. It promotes it better to the algorithm. I'm not trying to do anything funky with the algorithm, but if you like the video, do hit the thumbs up. If you don't like the video, tell me what I did wrong in the comments. I read the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe. I said that already. Drop a follow here on Twitch. If you're from YouTube, come hang out, have some fun. We're always down to chat. There's a picture of my yacht, or there's a view of my yacht. But, yeah. Take care, everybody. Have a great night. I'll catch you next time.